Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAF TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius and you're so much welcome to join me. Mr. Victor Sioku is here once again to do justice with me to the papers. And today, being the 10th day of October 2022, marks the memorial for the sad scenario, the sad incident that happened at Lekki toll gate back in 2020. Yes, by this time, last 2 years, in 2020 at the Lekki toll gate, where we had lots of Nigerians who were slaughtered as a result of the end Sars protest. So just before we go straight into the business of the day, we'll be observing a 10 seconds silence on their behalf. Okay, Mr. Victor, thank you so much for stopping by once again.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Before I ask you anything concerning the NSAS protest, I think I'll have to go first to the first paper we have today, which is the Vanguard, where we have some interesting headlines. On page 5 of the Vanguard, we have floods account for 1 trillion naira ecological vote. FG task states floods account for 1 trillion naira ecological vote. Federal government task states. Okay, that's on page 5 of the Vanguard. And on page 8, we have another interesting headline. This one says, federal government to tackle deficit, debt with asset sales, other measures. Federal government, FG, to tackle deficit, debt with asset sales, other measures, according to finance minister. Okay, that's on page 8. On page 9, we have judges' welfare. Judges' welfare. Ozekom weeps for judiciary. Blast federal government, Lagos government, and others. Okay, that's on page 9. On page 7, we have one killed as RTEAN. Alaba International Market Task Force clash over alleged extortion. One killed as RTEAN. Alaba International Market Task Force clash over alleged extortion. Okay, that's on page 7. On page 8, we have soldiers video. Soldiers video. DHQ warns politicians, social media handlers against manipulation to favor political interest. Okay, you can get all the details of that headline on page 8 of the Vanguard. On page 27, we have why we are no longer interested in Kogi land. That's according to BUA. That's BUA, BUA on page 27. On page 10, we have, okay, second anniversary, implement reports of judicial panels of inquiry. Implement reports of judicial panels of inquiry. Hashtag, that's according to hashtag NSAS organizers victims. Okay, that's on page 10. And lastly, we have here in the Vanguard, FG plans to open second Niger bridge before Christmas, according to Fashola on page 11. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Vanguard for today. So today, our major line of interest is going to be on the NSAS protest that happened way back in 2020. By this time, back in 2020, where we saw a whole lot of Nigerians being massacred heartlessly for standing for a just cause, for protesting for their rights. So, Mr. Victor, please, how do you react to this massacre that happened 2 years ago? Was the purpose for this protest achieved?
Well, I think that's a long question to answer right now. Was the purpose achieved? No. No, it was not achieved, unfortunately, from both parties, the police and the citizens, majorly the youths, okay? And you come to think of it, how did it all started? Okay. In 1992, SARS, that's Special Anti-Robbery Squad, was formed out of the state's CIID, okay, in 1992. So as they were formed, they were given a just cause, a straightforward assignment. Get criminals, investigate them. Let's prosecute them. Go out there, people bearing arms, illegal arms, get them and let them be prosecuted. It was just a straightforward mission for them. Okay? But along the line, they went astray. By 2016, Amnesty International had already written a strong report telling the world and Nigerian government that they should do something about SARS, because there were plenty reports saying that SARS, their mission, or their mission, let's keep it at mission, their mission was to destabilize the Nigerian youths. They were after Nigerian youths. They were killing them without.
I think at a point it was almost like, as a young man growing up, you have no right to wear whatever pleases you to go out there.
Oh, you're even coming there.
Yes,
you're
because
coming there.
If they look at you and then it's like, this guy is too shiny, you're looking so clean, it is assumed by them that you are doing some sort of illegal stuff. So they just come at you without even asking you much questions. They harass you, and then next thing you see yourself, you are where you're supposed to, where you're not supposed to be.
Now, the crazy part is that they don't just arrest. If they want to deal with you, they first start with shooting you by the leg. And from there, they increased their crime to hanging people, dumping people in refuge dumps, burying people alive. There are incidents like that. But as usual, they came out to say they don't do such things. But you know the Nigerian we live
They would always deny now.
They will usually deny. So 2016, after the report, the fire was brewing.
Okay.
People were coming together. And by 2017, we had the first major movement. That's the End SARS movement, where some persons, some activists came out with their true self, with a purpose that, see, police brutality shall end. Then it continued. Softly, the movement was going. Through the internet, it was pushing through. That by 2020, Twitter alone, they've tweeted about, with the NSAS movement, hashtag NSAS, they've tweeted about 28 million tweets. And people were knowing, the world got aware of what Nigerians were facing. Till an incident now happened in Delta State.
I lost a friend as a result of this NSAS protest.
See?
I lost a friend, just on mere assumption. Oh, like, Mr. Victor, I don't understand. I felt bad that period. I was depressed for a while as a result of, because he was a dear friend. What did he do? Because he was looking so flashy,
Clean.
he was looking clean with his iPhone. So it was assumed that, you know, this iPhone thing, once you're with the iPhone, they say, iPhone. Is it wrong, or is it prohibited for a young man to work hard, get money, and probably because of the nature of his job, get an iPhone for himself to use for his job? Does the police have a right to just meet you on the road and begin to harass you, all in the name of you are under arrest? Shouldn't you come with me come at me with an arrest warrant? I don't know if there are not. I don't know if there are no steps to arresting somebody. You just come, you see somebody, and then Oga, enter the car. For what reason? Once I begin to argue, you slap me, you begin to beat me up, rough handle me, throw me inside the car. At most times, they even kill you at the end of the day. It was so much. I felt bad, Mr. Victor. I felt bad.
You just reminded me of something that happened to me in 2004 while in the higher institution. That was the first time I was arrested by the police. What happened? I was holding a phone, a Sanyo phone. Yeah, the phones for Sanyo. Well, Sanyo might be doing other things, but for phones. So a default, a Sanyo phone. I was using a Sanyo phone as at that time. Was wow, I was blessed at that time by my elder ones that they sent that phone across to me. And my brother, they saw me on a blessed Saturday morning. I was carrying my paint bucket of beans that I was heading to the market to go and grind. My brother, police held me and stopped me. In fact, I left the bucket of beans there. They carried me because of what? I had no receipt for a phone. On a Saturday morning, I was wearing a short knicker and I was heading to the market to put food inside my tummy. That was how they grabbed me and they arrested me. They kept me there at the police station. Not until my auntie came in and bailed me out. And remember, we are talking about police brutality today. And remember, back in the days, in fact, before I was born, we've been hearing bail is free. My brother,
Bail is
in
not free.
2004, we still paid for bail for doing what? Nothing.
Bail is not free.
They just targeted to just collect that bail. To the glory of God, I was not shot by the leg that day. My auntie was quick enough to come and take me out of the police station. Going forward, my brother, in 2017, that was how it was building up and building up. Not until, like I told you, in Delta State, a young man was killed. No, he wasn't killed actually. There was report that he was killed, but he was shot on the leg, and graciously, somebody was there filming the incident. And the police, after shooting him, they ran out. And that was where the major hit started from, in Delta State. And the protests now gained more momentum. That different parts of Nigeria were building out dates. And remember, it was very close to the independence, and we had this feel of independence. And you know, Nigeria, when independence is coming close, people begin to think back on, is this country working at all? What are the issues we are having? So at that time, the mood was so bad. The president on his own, remember at that time, he was frail. He couldn't talk to the people. Nigerians were crying. Where is our president? Oh my God. And with the frustration of COVID, it all triggered the whole system, and Nigerian youth came out in masses and they protested. Then, 2010, 2020, as they gathered at Lekki, my brother, the military came and shot. They killed, because CNN reported, BBC reported it, and there were some video evidences, but they came out to say, in fact, governor of Lagos State, he came out to say that just only 2 persons, because there were plenty numbers that were mentioned, but he came out to say only 2 persons were killed. But the government of the day, the federal government of the day, through the military, said that nobody was killed. If you go and check on Wikipedia, you find out that the Sars protest, as a whole, not just the Lekki, that 51 civilians were killed, confirmed, killed. The ones that were confirmed, mind you, in Nigeria, people die without people knowing. 51 was reported. Unfortunately for the police side, 11 were killed and 7 soldiers were killed. But they are telling us that nobody was killed. Then,
my question is, how were the 7 soldiers killed when, according to reports, that these protesters protested without arms?
No, but mind you, we cannot also not forget about how thugs and some invaders came into this protest.
Yes, I think, yes, some thugs actually used the protest as an avenue to perpetrate crimes.
And they looted and they killed. Many things happened that time, my brother.
Yes, exactly.
Even there was this video, a boy was on the road, not in Lagos though. A boy was on the road, just on the road, watching what was happening, and a stray bullet killed him on the spot.
Oh.
So they were, it really touched, it went round. Both the youth, both the elderly, both the young, both the police, it all went round. But now you ask, after all these protests, this is 2 years, like you mentioned, what has happened after all these protests? And mind you, what the youth were demanding were not so big. They were even for the majorly benefits of the police. Okay. Now you ask. Let me read out the 5 demands that up to date nothing much has happened. He said 5 demands: immediate release of all arrested protesters. And I tell you, till up to date, all these protesters have not been released. In fact, they even went further to freeze accounts of Nigerians that protested or that were loud enough. They froze their accounts.
Wow.
Justice for all disease victims of police brutality and appropriate compensations for their families. Have we forgotten about Okuzo? That the Okuzo Sars in Anambra, that in fact they had a pit where they were throwing in Nigerians, where they were killing people and throwing them in, their families will not even find the bodies of their deceased ones, of their loved ones too. So, you ask, have they done this part? Is there justice for all deceased victims? The answer is no.
So, which now leads me to ask Mr. Victor, doesn't all of this question democracy in the country?
No, sure it does. And mind you,
that you have to freeze my account because I expressed myself.
My brother, even that is
you
why...
You have to arrest me and lock me up because I came out to protest against a body that I feel should be abolished.
That is why they are now afraid of the youth. Back then, the government of today, they did not care about the youth. Which even happened recently with the 8-month strike that just happened. Meaning that it's been occurring over the years. And mind you too, these same youths, the Nigerian youth of today, are not the youth of yesterday. Because they came into the country. In fact, most of the youth that we have now, the younger generation we have now, they came into realization of Nigeria during the tail end of Goodluck Jonathan. And mind you, and I will say it here, during the end of Goodluck, towards the tail end of his administration, Nigerians were not happy. There was massive corruption. The same police brutality we are talking about was on high at that time.
Okay.
Many atrocities, impunities were happening. So the youth of today, when with the invention of the internet, they can monitor and say, see, this is how my compatriots or my age mates are doing in different countries. Why is Nigeria deteriorating? They ask these questions. And when you push them at the backbone and you feel that they are inferior, they have come out now. Look at what is happening with the P2B movement. The youths are really coming out to say, see, this country belongs to us. After all, if you check by the demography, if you add the women and the youth of this country, they make 75% of the voters that will have coming in for the election come 2023.
Okay.
So, thirdly, you ask, what is the third demand the youth we are making? They say, set up an independent body to oversee the investigation and prosecution of all reported police misconduct. Okay? They were independent.
Independent body.
Yes, they were independent body. In fact, government, the 36 state governors, many of them came out, okay, to they established more like an inquiry panel of inquiry.
Okay.
To get information and to find a way to appease the families of the deceased.
Okay.
Out of the 36 states, 11 did not even care. So they did not even... Yes, it was even an instruction from the federal government, but 11 refused, out of the 36, 11 refused to even participate.
Wow.
Then the ones that managed, out of the 25, that managed to establish a panel of inquiry. Okay. Many of them, till date, we've not seen the end of the inquiries. No white paper, no blue paper, no black paper, no report whatsoever. Well, Lagos State, I think at this point, yes, the whole bulk of the protest happened in Lagos State. But I also need to, give kudos to the government of Lagos State, because they came to the final conclusion of their own panel. But I don't want to start mentioning it, but majority of our states did not even, they started, but they did not even complete it. And mind you, when they create these committees, people tend to share money because they also bring out, now,
yes,
money must exchange hands now. Okay, so it has happened, and many of them, the money, the taxpayers' money that they used to organize these panels,
okay,
nothing came out of it, and nobody is even talking about it right now. So, on the fourth demand, they say, carry out, this is very important, carry out psychological evaluation and returning of all disbanded operatives before they can be deployed. You have to retrain them before you deploy them. My brother, we've not heard any news that police officers went through psychological evaluation. And mind you, I told you the other day that for every 4 Nigerians that we have, 1 person has mental problem. So we are giving mad people guns to protect us.
The more of the security men I see right now these days are more people that are not really okay. That is the truth of the matter.
Yes.
You see someone who, how can somebody be addicted to hard drugs?
Police officer, they take Igbo.
I know them. I see them.
Okay.
They take
Igbo.
And you want to talk? Yes.
And you carry a gun.
And you feel such a person is sound enough to judge a case? Come on. We can't be deceiving ourselves now.
No.
We can't be deceiving ourselves. So, Mr. Victor, do you see what happened at Lekki toll gate in Lagos? Playing to the disadvantage of Tinubu in this coming election? Given the fact that you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're taking me to politics.
Yes.
I never expected it, okay?
Okay.
I never expected it.
We can't run away from that particular aspect of it.
Yes, there's an issue there.
Yes.
Let me start from one. When
him coming out to say only 2 persons were killed.
No, it wasn't the one. It was Sanwo-Olu that said it. But something happened about Tinubu. When it was happening, he ran away.
They were never honest about the actual number of diseased persons in that particular incident. When we actually know people that actually died in that incident. So
yes,
come on.
More so when it was happening at the peak of things. As a leader, as the Jagaban of Africa, Jagaban, the lion of Lagos, of Bodilion, okay? He ran away. Lion ran away during the whole protest.
So do you see that in any way, playing at his disadvantage in this coming election?
Oh, sure. The matter is up again. As in the news of what happened back then is up again.
I mean, if you could run when you were in Lagos, when this happened, so why should we believe you now? Trust the country, your country into your hand when you get my point.
Then what also happened at the Lekki toll gate? The cameras were removed. And in quote, it is his company, in quote, okay? There are reports saying that it is his company that is managing all those facilities. Okay. And the cameras were removed already.
So there was no way.
Such cameras at the time like that is already a public crime. And look at Nigeria. Nobody has even gone to court with respect to that to say, see, we are charging this company for removing this equipment that should have served as evidence.
Okay.
Are you getting that?
Okay.
They were all removed. If you ask them, they say they were protecting their property.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So, just like you mentioned, when it comes to the political, if you put some political undertone to this, you find out that, yes, Tinubu might be questioned or will be questioned that, see, this is your kingdom. You are the lion of Bodilion. This is happening in front of your house. Then you run away. But some persons will say, like, see, it's better that he made his way out.
Really?
Okay, yes, because in our local parlance, they say, Vumkama carrier statement. As in, you run first before you come back to say you are making a statement. Because when you are caught, okay, you find out that statement, making statement wouldn't be the solution at that time, okay? So he took his heel because Vumkama carrier statement, okay? Okay. And then lastly with the demands, the government should increase police salary. And look at what happened. Just this October, at the early days of October.
Will increasing the police salary put an end to the police collecting bribes?
It will not put an end. It will not put an end because that one is already a cancer. The cancer has gone round.
Yes, now.
Okay? But the issue there is, please, you also need to pay people for their wages.
Yes.
Okay? Being a policeman is not an easy task, my brother. It is not easy at the end of the day to risk your life. Look at what is happening on our highways. You have a parent that is on the highway. My brother, you'll be praying morning to night. Just imagine what happened. We cannot start naming what has
Criminals
happened.
everywhere.
Look at Oji River in Enugu State. Okay, what happened? Just last 2 weeks. 2 persons were killed in a day. After 3 days, another 2 were killed. So, and the police station has been a den for armed robbers, bandits to attack. Over the years. Okay?
It's now almost like they are targeting the police more.
Yes. So please, we should take care of our police. Look at their accommodation. My brother, it's nothing to write home about. Go and see. In fact, see, I don't want to start comparing. Nigeria is a poor country. When I say people get mad at me, yes, Nigeria is a poor country. We do not have money. Not that we do not have resources to make money, but we do not have money. But that shouldn't also make us to reduce the work of a police. Police in other climes are big jobs. You cannot be paying. Yes, their salaries has increased. A constable now makes up to 51,000 naira.
Okay.
Against 23,000 naira.
Okay.
In fact, at the time it was 14,000 naira.
Okay.
So right now it has been increased to 51,000 naira. For me, it should go upward. In fact, every salary in this country needs to move upward with what is happening with the rate of inflation.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, but also when you also compare the Inspector General salary to, but for me it's okay. Inspector General salary is about 700,000 naira.
Okay.
Like I said, Nigeria is a poor country, and Inspector General should not be earning that low. That is, we are talking about just $1,000 for a month for Inspector General of Police, and you must have climbed 15 steps before you get to that position, and you are paying that person less than $1,000. Are you getting that?
Okay.
Unfortunately, Nigeria is a poor. We cannot even see. We don't have that time to start digressing and digressing.
Yes.
What about oil?
So definitely, if our police are being protected very well and being provided for, maybe to a certain level, that could, you know, curtail some excesses that we see from them.
Of course.
Okay.
So, well, just lastly, you might ask, what are the benefits from this?
Yes.
Over the 2 years. If you notice, if you go out on the street, I think the NSAS movement gave the youth some morale to express their dressing.
Okay.
Right now in Nigeria, you can carry dress. If you like, let that dress, do like this, do like this, do like. And you'll be walking on the street. You have guts to move now.
But Mr. Victor, I beg to disagree to that statement because
see,
I know of a friend as well
okay.
who recently complained about being harassed again by some set of persons who call themselves police officers.
Sure.
Not SARS this time around. Not SARS anymore.
We don't even know
but
whether
it's almost
SARS
like
has been disbanded at the end of the year.
Yes.
Because
my point exactly.
You still see policemen in a Sienna vehicle.
Yes.
With that
coming at you.
Black.
At the point, it's almost like
they still call them SARS.
You are being kidnapped. At the point,
yes.
Like moving. Come on, moving.
They still call them SARS, my brother.
What is going on? What is really going on, Mr. Victor?
But to some extent, to some greater extent, Nigerians now have the infantry to wear their fashion the way they want to.
Okay.
You can now see somebody majestically come out with a tattoo.
Okay.
And move around. But back in the days, you don't try that. You don't curl your hair. You don't wear dress. Nowadays, Nigerians spray hair. Go out and see guys on their different colors of hair.
Yes.
They come out majestically and move. Okay. Yes, but that does not mean that they do not have one or two spots that police can just come and harass them. Okay. It has not completely stopped. But the NSAS also made some improvement with the general well-being of our youth in terms of expressing of thoughts and dressing. Okay. So, yes, the election is close by. I am not using this media to canvass votes for any party. Okay. But from the incidents that have happened over the years, okay,
Nigerians should be able to know better by now, and of course use your tongue to count your teeth.
Yes, they should know better by now.
Exactly. So, Mr. Victor, just to round up the program for today, what should Nigerians do right now to, should I say, support the police or ensure that the job of the police gets better? You know, just talk to Nigerians concerning this whole police harassment thing right now to round up the program.
Please, there should be some NGOs, some people should come out. I don't know, they might just be there, but some NGOs should come out to help our police with psychological evaluation and
obviously
and mental care.
Yes, that is needed.
Mental care. I think
needed.
It's highly needed at a point like this. Okay.
Because as a policeman, you can't be taking weed.
Oh my God.
You can't be taking hard drugs.
Yes.
As a policeman, what are you taking hard drugs for? And most of the times when they catch these criminals who are who are in possession of hard drugs, they don't totally return all the hard drugs. They keep some for themselves. I know all these things. We know all these things. Okay, Mr. Victor, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I really
Thank you, sir.
appreciate, and
Thank
I
you,
also
sir.
I also want to appreciate you, my wonderful viewers who have been there faithful to your screen up to this time. Thank you so much, because without you, we would not be here. But this is where we have to draw the curtain on the newspaper review for today. Yeah, I know you was wondering, we didn't take up the newspapers today. Yes, and that's because today we wanted to remember, those persons who lost their lives
Our
in
fallen heroes.
yeah, yes, our fallen heroes in the NSAS protest way back in 2020 at Lekki toll gate. By this time, 2 years ago. Okay, so that's the reason why we didn't take normal three papers for today. But definitely from tomorrow going forward, you keep seeing the three papers, okay? So thank you so much once again. My name is Cyril Aloysius. Until I come your way again next time, please ensure that you follow us on all our social media platforms. Check us out on YouTube. We are TAF TV on YouTube. On Instagram, we are TAF TV _NG. On Facebook, we are TAF TV. And on Twitter, we are TAF TV. Until I come your way again next time, do have a blessed and wonderful day. It's bye for now.